Yes.
I hope
Hey.
everybody has their little drinky drink. We're going to talk business and whatever else comes up after we take a couple sips.
Oh gosh.
Real life entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Running businesses, you know.
Yeah.
Love you
Welcome. Hey, Michelle. Thank you guys for joining in. This is our first time doing this, and we're just gonna do the thing.
Background information. So I flipped my first property I was in the process of flipping it in 2020. It went under contract and I closed 2021. And right before, Tasha was my agent, right before it closed, we filmed a video. Tasha kind of interviewed me for her YouTube channel, which now has 5,000 subscribers, by the way.
See, showing my age again, doing the cat attach. Thank you, Fran. Thank you. Lioness, thank you guys for joining.
So it had such a good, the interview was about my whole experience, flipping my first property, the trials, the tribulations. It turned out good. I closed, got it sold. So that was positive. A lot of bumps in the road on the way, but it was a good learning experience. But Tasha interviewed me for her YouTube channel and it had such a good response. We were going to do another interview or another sit down, but then we were like, we might as well go live, right? So that it could be more interactive. Still talk about real estate, still talk about design, especially with this real estate market now. I know there's a lot of people that want to hear about that or have questions about that, but because this market is like a beast right now. So we figured we would come on live for the very first time. This isn't my thing.
This is not my thing. This is not my thing either.
No, this is your thing. You have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. This has to be your thing.
But I do video and I can edit and chop out my mistakes. When you're live. So at this point, and everybody just send up a prayer that I find my GoPro camera.
Yes.
I recorded so much today, and at some point in the day, I lost my camera. So I literally just got back in the house from trying to track this camera down. And the camera's one thing, but I really want this footage off this camera. So please, y'all, we're going to put out in the universe that somehow
that you'll get it back.
That I'm going to find this camera. And
you said you think that you put it down when you were, and you were posting stuff like all throughout the day, right? From the camera.
Well, no, it's from my phone, but I went back to the video that I have the GoPro in my hand, and then the weather has been crazy. The wind was crazy. I stepped in some mud and I was like, let me change my shoes. I think I might have put it down on the back of my car. I don't know if I drove off. I don't know if one of the workers in the community picked it up. I asked the on-site agent to ask the construction manager if anybody turned it in. I spoke to the workers, so hopefully they're like, she was nice. We'll give her back.
Maybe they'll look at it. Did you say your name in the video? Maybe they'll find you.
Yeah, I did.
You're positive vibes that whoever finds it is going to watch the video, see who you are. They're a good Samaritan, and you get your camera back.
Okay, I accept that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But how was your day? Because you're still in work attire.
I'm still in work attire. I'm so tired. I had 2 consultations today. Staging consultation for $1 million home. And then I met with she's a real estate agent who I've staged for before, but I did a design consultation to do 2 rooms in her own personal home. So that was my day. And it seems easy, but that's a full day for me.
Yeah, especially driving and
and it was one was in Buckhead, one was in Alpharetta, but a little commute, but got it done. So I tried to take a little nap before we got started, but forget about that.
Yeah, that was my plan. And then I realized, let me plug in my camera. So while we're doing this, the footage
is your camera.
And can't find it. And when I tell you this is just like real life, it just feel like the enemy's like, yeah, you having a good day. You had a closing today. You were productive, but I'm going to try to get you. Camera.
Yes.
But that is legit. Like
you get it back, and you have to let us know if you find it back or not.
Yes. Yes. When I get my GoPro camera back, I will let you guys know.
Yes. So you had a closing this morning?
Yes. Yes, I did. Closing, new construction. How about this? We've been under contract 2 weeks. It'll make a year. No, let me take that back. Not under contract. We've been working together for a year. I remember when I got his call, it was spring break of 2021, which we're about to go into spring break again. And we got under contract. Well, first of all, he contacted me. He was like, the agent that I have, he's relocating from Seattle. He was like, this agent is not familiar or understand the process of new construction. She's not aggressive. Like, I sent her stuff. It's just like, and he was like, especially I don't live there. Like, I'm going to need somebody to be my eyes on the ground. So we got running, got under contract with the builder that, when I tell you, did nothing.
Wait, so he knew that you were like a new construction expert?
Mm-hmm. He found me on YouTube.
On YouTube, and saw that you were...
Yeah.
That's so dope. We got to tell your YouTube story, because are you okay with telling you? First of all, let's go back to last night. Me and her are talking on the phone. She's leaving the office late at night. There's a dude. He said he was a new agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
New agent trying to get into the office, and he recognized her and was like, I watch you on YouTube. Like, it's mind blowing. Like, that was 2000. I'm gonna tell you exactly
18.
when it was. When we were sitting at that was 2000.
Chanel Cooper Sykes, September
yes.
2018. I have it written down. I have the book, the notes.
Yeah. Was that September, or was that, no, I think that was February.
I can go back, but I know I committed to actually doing it September.
Yes. Yes. So we always, especially now, like, we always talk about what we put our energy into. And this is kind of getting onto the entrepreneurship business aspect of our conversation. But we were having a conversation during intermission, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that point you were door knocking, right?
Well, I might have been.
Or cold calling.
I have tried it. Was supposed to be, but I was just going back and forth. Like, this is what they say I should do, but I don't want to do it. And that was going back and forth with that.
And I remember asking you, because I've become a big advocate of, if it doesn't make me happy, I'm not doing it. And every time I part ways from something that doesn't make me happy or feel good or feel positive, it's so beneficial. And I remember I was like, okay, because it wasn't bringing in anything, right? It wasn't bringing in any business, and you were doing this and hating it. That bad energy or how you felt about it was not gonna fruition into anything. And I remember asking you, what do you like doing? And you were like, YouTube videos. And I was like, well, do it. Your ass went in. Now you got 5,000 followers, and you got people that are strangers that are freaking recognize you in the streets, yo. Like,
that is crazy. That is crazy. If that, like, man, if that isn't a lesson in itself, that's why I'm like, if you have a passion to do something and you feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing, go with it. Despite what everybody else tells you, like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Hey, you're supposed to cold call and door knock, but everybody has to, like, find your lane.
Yeah.
And ride that thing. So that was a huge lesson. So I'm really, really grateful, because there are some agents that kill it in cold calling and door knocking, but that's just not.
It ain't for you.
Yeah, so
you found your lane.
Yeah, things just gel, and it doesn't feel forced. Like, yeah. Thank you for that, friend.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, yeah, let's talk about, on that note, because this will forever be a something in my mind that gave me confirmation again along this topic. That's how I found her one of the best decisions I ever made.
On Instagram? On YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's freaking amazing.
Such a blessing.
You took that and ran with it.
It was crickets. It was crickets for a while, but it's because I enjoyed doing it. Like, it was like.
That's why you kept doing it. Yeah. But what business isn't crickets? in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, because if she was like one of the first customers, like in 2009, when we was doing rooms for $250, like, so everything starts up. I'm even embarrassed to even say that I was doing rooms for $250, but
but well, background there, because everybody doesn't know that we started. We had a home staging interior design business. It was Heart of Decor. We always
2009.
Like we knew something. We were gonna get it one way or the other.
So tell them what we did before Heart of Decor.
They see ya. Yeah, it was one way or the other. We was gonna get it. We was gonna keep going. So we did Heart of Decor, and we were like, we're gonna come up with affordable decorating. Hey, but it was a learning lesson. Yeah, that didn't work. Trying to decorate a whole house for $250, like. But it was a stepping stone and a part of the journey. And
yeah, because she called me the other day to do another room. So you're talking about 2009. So 13 years later, I'm still doing rooms in this lady's house, and then updating the ones that we did back in 2009.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
in contact.
Yeah,
which is
so.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So yeah, it's what you said. It's confirmation that everybody starts somewhere.
Okay.
Everybody.
Dari's on here. Your cousin's on here.
Yeah, I said hi to her. That's what she said.
Hey. Say our cousin, because it's like I'm darn near part of the family.
Your family. Also, for those of you who don't know, me and Tasha have been friends for 30 years. Is it 30 years now?
Well, I'm only 32, so.
Girl, please.
Okay.
25 years, maybe 20, maybe like 20, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So
middle school. I was in 8th grade. You were in 9th grade?
Yeah.
I was, but we got a question. Are we both from South Florida? So I was born in Queens, New York, and I lived there till I was 14. And then I moved to Florida. And then Tamika and her sister and her family, one of the first people that I met. Well, not the first, but yeah, we met early on. So I moved to Georgia in 07. I bought in 06, moved in 07. How about you, Tamika?
I was born in Detroit. I don't remember Detroit though, because we left there when I was 2. We moved to Miami. Mm-hmm. I grew up, I was pretty much raised in Miami till for 27 years. And then I moved here in 2007 and been here ever since. So are we from South Florida? I see I am. I was born in Detroit, but I left there when I was 2. I don't remember anything about Detroit. So
yeah, I feel like I did my growing in Florida. So yeah, that feels like home. I still have fond memories of New York, but I just didn't do my growing in New York like my older sister did. But
okay, question for you. Do you think that if you still lived in Florida that you would be as successful? Are you drunk?
No, I remember I have a headache.
Oh, okay.
I still drink and I have a headache, but whatever. It's Friday and we're live, so.
Do you think that you would be as successful as you are now if you were still in Miami or still in Florida?
On one part, I want to say yes, because it's just innate to have that drive and to pursue. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, I just feel like things move a little differently for business and entrepreneurship and us in Georgia. So I just feel like it was, yeah, I'm 50, not even 50-50 on that one, but I feel like definitely moving to Georgia was a good move.
Yeah.
Good move for me. Not everybody. I know people that moved to Georgia and moved back to Florida. It's like to each his own, but
yeah, Kim hates it here. She's figured out a plan to get back to. Is she still on here? She's figured out a plan to get back to.
Kim, she tie you down.
She's still on here. She's figuring out her master plan to get back to Florida, child.
No, you're not. We have to go tie her down. Like, we need to get her out. Okay, Michelle said yes, she would. It probably would be different, but some people are destined for greatness. It's a state of mind.
Yes, she would. It probably would be different, but
I just read that.
Destined for. Oh, okay. So no matter where you are, you can move to Arkansas and still kill it because of your state of mind. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on that note, okay. And Key Lodge said yes, because God plan works in every state.
Ooh, y'all are getting deep on this.
We're dropping gems right now. Hold on. Let me
But
down.
good point, because you guys may not know, but in 2000, what year was that we had Chaos Collections?
Oh gosh.
We called ourselves. So businesses have been in our blood. Like, we knew that we did not want to work for the man. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but we did. We had Chaos Collection. What year was that? Do you remember? I should go get the album and show them the clothes that
it's like, I still have those clothes. Some of those clothes.
No.
On an outfit. Hold on, let me take some more drinks, and I'll come busting out the seams of one of these outfits. Yeah, that would shut this live down. Instagram would be like, no, and connection, and connection.
You gonna put one of the outfits on?
Huh?
You gonna put one of the outfits on?
Yeah,
Why you still have it is beyond me. Wait a minute, wasn't Chaos?
It's like in 2000s, because I remember we had babies.
So Cheyenne was like a year old.
Yeah, so that's around 2000.
So we called ourselves designers, like clothing designers, but we couldn't sew. We were in school, we worked, we couldn't sew. So what we did was we bought clothes like jeans and whatever. We went to Goodwill and we changed it around and made clothes. We literally had models. Like, we had model tryouts, and they showed up too. Like, we had colleges access to do fashion shows.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it would have went far because we weren't.
That was an hour.
Back then, that was my thing. Like, I love dressing. Now, as I've gotten older and I'm just so busy, like, I could care less about fashion and stuff, but that was my thing back then. Like, I would go to the mall 7 days a week, dressed to the nines.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
Clothes in my closet with tags on. I'm like a totally different person now because I freaking hate them all. I hate them all. But, so we had a design business, Chaos Collections, with a K, both with a K. I might still have a business cards too. Huh?
Business cards, and we still have those same phone numbers. Well, it's not my primary phone number because I changed to Google Voice, but I'm not letting go of my 954 number. But that shows.
Oh, you still have that number?
Yeah, it's my Google Voice number. I really don't use it, but
okay.
But I'm going to read this comment. Monica said, definitely successful, but the journey probably would have been more challenging in Miami. There are a lot of language and cultural barriers when operating as a Black entrepreneur.
Oh, absolutely. I moved to Georgia because of the cultures that were kind of like that and the hurricanes. And then I couldn't afford to buy a house down there. So
that was huge. But I also spoke to like how, I love new construction. That's my lane. But I talked to somebody else that does new construction in Florida, and they're like, yeah, you got to have an in to get into new construction. They move differently.
Yeah.
Construction. So I just think Atlanta is like, what do they call it? The Black Mecca?
Black Hollywood.
Yeah. So I think it made it easier. So I get what Monica's saying. Blade said, I remember y'all always on the grind.
Listen. So after Chaos Collections, it was our travel businesses, which I absolutely hated, but I feel like that taught me networking.
Oh yeah. Everything that we did, it gave a stepping stone. Because remember the network marketing businesses and the travel parties, but those traits though, that entrepreneurship and exposing us to like Jim Rohn and what's the guy's name? Motivational.
I still have those videos.
Yes, his name, Les Brown. So the things that they taught in there, it was very helpful.
That's a good question. We're going to come back to that. Is it a good time to become a real estate agent?
All right. Do I need to write that down so we don't forget?
Yeah, so that we'll come back to it. Yes, things have changed dramatically. The demographics have even shifted in ears. Like, oh yeah, I can imagine.
Okay.
I can imagine.
So I wanted to come back to something for you because we were talking about, how I came around and did YouTube and, put my positive energy in that. I'll never forget the story that you shared. I don't know if you went full time because Tamika used to be a teacher, art teacher. And that's another thing. Like, you have always been artsy and creative. And you remember telling me that you were getting an oil change one day or something, and you stopped in a model home. Yeah. Just so happened that who was there? Please tell the story, because I'm like, that is nothing but God.
Yeah.
So when you're also the person that told me, what's for you will not pass you.
Yes. Yes. So I was on my way to get an oil change. I was on my way to get an oil change. And because I love design so much, I was kind of already doing it, but it wasn't hitting like it is now. And I was on my way to get an oil change and passed some new townhomes that are literally across the street from me right now. Passed some new townhomes, and I always love going into model homes, which I know a lot of people do that. Go into model homes just to take pictures of, like, how the stagers put it together. And when I went in there, I think I started talking to the agent. The sales manager for the builder happened to stop by. I guess she stops at like each community. Me and her started talking. Turned out her son was in class with Cheyenne, my daughter. We started talking, and she was like, and I was like, I'm a designer. No, I gave her my card because she said that she wanted to invite Cheyenne to her son's party. So I gave her my card. She was like, you're a designer? I was like, yeah. She was like, I'm building a house with my husband around the corner. She was like, can you come by? She was like, you mind coming by there and just telling me what I should do with the bathroom, because I'm stuck. It just so happened that because I was going to go get an oil change, I brought my iPad with me. I had my iPad, and I would always go and save like pictures. If I'm on Pinterest late at night and bored, I would put these pictures into a folder of like just inspiration pics. One day I'll be able to do this in somebody's bathroom or so. I was like, sure. Followed her. We walk in. Her husband is there on site helping the builders build the house. She walks me into her bathroom. When I tell you, I immediately knew. I pulled out my iPad. I was like, I know exactly what you should do to this bathroom. Flipped my iPad open, went through my pictures and showed it to her. She was like, yes. Then she was like, do you want a job? And I was like, I'm a full-time teacher. She was like, no, you could do this part-time. She was like, do you want to be a designer in our design center? And I was like, okay, well, what is that like? She was like, you make your own hours. You're an independent contractor. And the next day I had an interview with the CEO of the company. Mind you, I think this was like during the summer. So I'm just like winging it. Like, I was literally going to go get an oil change and preparing myself to go back to go teach in September. But went the next day and they hired me. And I was because I was an independent contractor. So which you are familiar with. So when builders are building these houses, they have a design center. These buyers, you take your buyers to find this house. They pick the lot or whatever. They come in and meet with me to pick out their floors, their cabinets. And that's what I did. And I made my own hours. So I would set it on the weekends, or I would set it for like after I worked, until I was able to go away from teaching. Then I was able to do that full-time along with my design business. But I did that for 5 years. I worked for them. I still work for them. Not in the design center, but I staged their model homes now.
Okay. All right. Hey, Sasha. And I see a question. Okay. we're going to come back to that question. But that right there, I remember you saying that was a goal, that you wanted to work for a builder and be able to stage their homes. Like, nobody can tell me anything about speaking things into existence, putting your energy behind things. Like, I just have too many examples. I remember when you called me, I used to work at UGA. I had a nice title with very little pay. And you told me that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, there is nothing that you did to say, I'm going after that. It's like God lined everything up. Like, all right, I'm ready for you to move here.
Yeah. Like everything that I have a whiteboard in my bedroom that I can see from my bed when I wake up every morning. everything I have written on there, and sometimes I forget, like every year I try to go and update it, but everything that is on there right now, I did without even trying, without even noticing it. Isn't there something in the Bible that says, write it down and make it plain? Everything. Like I put down how much, every year I put down how much I want Greg Lewis Interiors business to make. I exceed it every time. I write down how much I want Greg Lewis Investments to make. I exceed it every time. 0 credit card debt is on there. Award-winning homes, like model home stager. One of the builders that I staged for won, and 2 of the builders that I staged for, designed for, won awards for the OBs. Like everything that is on, I need to update it now, but there's affirmations on there. There's things that still, there's a couple things that are not, actually, no, it's only one thing on there that has not come to fruition yet. But I feel like I'm like a master manifester now. Like
it's a matter of time, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a matter of time. Like, if thinking back to young Tamika and Tasha, and I say Tasha, like some people like they know me by Nat, but could you imagine us working at the company that you used to work for, where we used to be working all this overtime, and somebody would have said, or God would have been like, this is about to happen?
No.
Like,
no.
And that's why God don't reveal his whole plan, because we wouldn't have been able to and all that was going to happen. Plus, it also came with downs in it too. So I get why he reveals, like, take a step and he'll reveal.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have never told me. You couldn't even told me. First of all, you couldn't have told me that I would be making 6 figures doing what I love. You couldn't have never told me that I would own multiple businesses. But you really couldn't have told me that I would be doing interior design full time. Like, never. I knew I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I knew I loved it, and I did it. Like, I would decorate my own house. I didn't realize I was good at it until, like, y'all would say something, or like one of our friends' husbands came here for a game night, and he was like, you got money? Is your baby daddy a football player? I'm like, dude, that's from Home Goods. Like, what are you talking about? So that's when I realized, like, I knew I loved it, but I didn't know I was good at it. And then that day you called, I wish I could remember that day, and you were like, I got a business venture for us. We had already tried so many. And you was like, we're going to be home stagers. And I was like, what the hell is that? Can you imagine? Like, I didn't even know what a home stager was.
But thank you for your openness to not say, because you have some friends. Like, thank God I don't have those friends. And I'm so appreciative. Like, maybe that's, you attract what you put out there. But some people will be like, what? We ain't doing another business. The last one didn't work, such and such. It was just like, all right, what we doing?
I think we ain't had no choice. Like, we both had young kids. I think we both knew. I had confidence in you that you was going to do your part. I'm pretty sure you had confidence in me, whatever business we took up. Like, we went from designing clothes to a travel business to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like we both knew that it would be, we were going to do something.
Oh yeah. No, it had something had to give, because I just recorded a video today talking about that, because I had a closing today and I'm looking at this check and I'm like, look at God. Like, I remember going to college, getting my degree, graduating, and I was like, if I could just make $40,000 a year, that would be good. Wow. Working for a big university with this big title, if I could just make $40,000 a year, like, that was just a wish to even get to that point. And then to see where we are now, I'm like, this ain't nothing.
Because your commission check was probably $40,000, wasn't it?
I'm not there yet, friend, but I receive it. I receive it.
Let me hold something.
I receive it. But like, man, listen, I remember when. So
yeah, it's. I think we found our lane.
Oh, wait, she put the verse in there, Habakkuk 2:2. When you said, write the vision and make it plain.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, I truly believe that. I write everything down. I'm going to post it one day. When I was going through a hard time, there's a video on YouTube. Have y'all watched The Secret? I have the book and I watched the video, like, and then I listened to the ebook, like, I have that thing memorized, basically. I listened to, not the ebook, the, what is it? When you can listen to the book, audiobook. Yes. The Secret. The people that were on The Secret were on Oprah. And they kind of broke it, like, basically the movie, The Secret, the movie itself, pretty much, it makes it very clear. Like, you could watch 20 minutes of it and you got the whole concept. It's almost like faith without, like, religion in it, right? The Secret is like faith without religion in it. But
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, so I don't think that they forced religion in it, but I think the underlying, it's still
no.
religion.
They didn't mention religion at all. That's what I'm saying. The Secret is basically it's faith, like having you believe something and you almost like live it in your mind. That's what it is. So The Secret takes religion completely out of it, and it's based on like what I consider faith, like having faith. Like, I'm gonna write that I'm gonna have zero credit card debt down, and I'm gonna believe that I have zero credit card debt, and then boom, I'm gonna have zero credit card debt. So that's basically what it's teaching, which is kind of like faith. Like, I have faith in God that he's gonna have, give me zero credit card debt. But
so you took The Secret plus your faith and then put the two together. Yes, because Habakkuk 2 and 2, and shout out because you said,
did I put The Secret? Yeah, I would say
because
yes.
It has a lot of
one thing. It's like the same thing to me.
Right. Okay.
It's all the same thing to me. What was my point in even bringing that up? Listening to The Secret. I don't even remember what we're talking about now.
Listening to The Secret, and it changed. Yeah. I know you were saying it was a game changer. Like it.
Yeah. When I finally, I was talking about the Oprah thing. I think that's when it really clicked for me, because while she was interviewing the people that were in the Secret, they broke it down even more. And I realized what I was doing wrong, because when I watched The Secret, they were like, just envision it, write it down. This dude was talking about, he wrote a check to himself for like $1 million and wrote it and pasted it on his ceiling. So every time he woke up and looked up to the seat, or every time he opened his eyes, he would see this check. And then somehow he ended up selling a book and ended up making $1 million. But anyway, what I missed when I watched The Secret and listened to it all them times was, you have to imagine, you have to believe you already have it. So I could imagine all this stuff. I imagine getting an award or an OB award for a house I designed. And I imagine making this amount of money for my business. But it didn't start working until I watched that Oprah thing, and they were like, you have to actually feel like you have it. So I started walking around like, I got this OB already. Mm-hmm. I got this zero credit card debt already. Like, you have to believe it and like feel that feeling as if you already have it. Like, how am I going to feel when I really have zero credit card debt, or when I'm making 6 figures with my business? And then I force myself to feel that feeling, and boom. It's the craziest thing. Like, I really feel, and this probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I manifest every single thing now.
That is good. I have a question for you. Key, what's your first name? Can you put your first name in the comments? But I appreciate you. She said this is good.
Oh, yay.
Let me ask you this, because I totally agree. I'm agreeing with that. I need to carve out the time. I believe fully about morning routine. Like, when I get up, I don't reach for my phone. I'm not going through my phone. I'm not taking client calls. Like, I have my set do not disturb goes on at a certain time. It comes off at a certain time, but I'm exercising, reading my daily word or whatever it is for that day. I'm doing things like that. There's also something called morning pages. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Morning pages, you get up in the morning and you journal. You just brain dump 3 pages.
Are you doing that?
No. But I do. What I am doing is I write 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I'm praying for that day. But the morning pages, I like that brain dump, because I listened to something the other day. It might be the pastor that I listened to in the morning, Pastor J, Revelation Moment. Check him out. But I think it was him, but it talked about, or maybe it was something else, but it talked about your brain does not, it wasn't Pastor J. It was another YouTube video, but it said your brain doesn't sleep at night. Your brain is actually working. So this person mentioned like all of these famous inventions and stuff that came to people while they were sleeping, and why it's important to like remember your dreams and then brain dump first thing in the morning. So morning pages is one. But one thing that I want to do is just that work-life balance piece is having that time to sit with and feel what I want to manifest. I'm not having that time. So I need to do better. I need to do better. Oh, she said she does that.
Okay.
Devotion. Okay. Morning devotion. Thank you, Keisha. Okay. Thank you, Keisha. Morning devotion.
And it's a progress thing, like, because when I'm like overwhelmed and like exhausted from working, I can't meditate. Like, I'm like you, like I can't sit and like manifest anything because my mind is so busy. So I guess it's just a matter of, which is one thing we were going to talk about as far as like entrepreneurship, is like that time management. Like when you're too busy, like busy is good when you're in business and making money, but busy is not always good. Like last year for me was freaking crazy. Like I know for sure I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and I didn't say it to anybody, but it was too much on my plate. Good stuff, but it was too much on my plate. Like that's when I lost all, like I couldn't meditate anymore. I didn't sleep well because my brain was always going. I was always going. My body's going, my brain's going. So I think once we start managing our time better, once we start managing our time better and making that time to manifest stuff, and,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So
what did your mom used to say, Keisha?
That in the morning you're smart. Oh. In the morning you're smart. So question, when you're meditating, are you doing guided meditation, or you a master and you got it down packed?
No, I don't think I'll ever. And I haven't meditated in, it has to be about a year now, maybe even more. But okay. What was that book that I told you to read? It was Russell Simmons.
Was it Russell?
I had bought that book for so many people because it was life changer for me. Because I knew that I needed to. I always heard about people meditating, like Oprah, all these money people, Oprah, Bill Gates, all of them meditate. And I was like, I don't know how. I looked it up on YouTube. I read stuff. But when I read that book, he literally breaks down step by step how to meditate. And like he meditates and sits still for like a whole hour. I can get, well, I don't know about now. I could probably last about a minute. But I got to a point where I could do 10 minutes, and that was a big deal. Like 10 minutes is a long time when you're just sitting still.
Okay. All right. We're going to jump into some questions.
Okay.
Monica, before I answer that question, can I ask you, are you a business owner? Can you put that in the chat? And then I'm going to come back to your question. So we're going to go to the question. Is it a good time? Tell me if you're okay with this, unless you were going somewhere.
Me?
Yeah, unless you were going somewhere. You want to take a question?
We're going to take questions because that's what our whole live was about anyway.
All right. So is this a good time to become a real estate agent? Well, Tamika would know because, well, she got her license, but she didn't get her license primarily to be a real estate agent. She got it for the investing side. So I will answer that one. Is it a good time to become a real estate agent? I think it's always a good time to get into real estate. On one part, I think a real estate license is a very good certificate license to have. It's very low cost to enter compared to what the money that you can make from it. So with that, where businesses, like if you want to open a franchise, you need X amount of thousands of dollars to get your real estate license. It doesn't cost all that. However, where it comes into play is, what is your goal for your real estate license? Getting a real estate license, you got to be ready to work. If you're really trying to make this full time to really be your business, like it annoys the dickens out of me to hear people say, I'll just get my real estate license. I'll just, like, as if it's the easiest thing in the world. Granted, it's not rocket science. I know doctors and nurses are doing way more, but it's not like people are knocking at your door asking you, hey, can you sell me a house? Can you do this? Like, there is work involved with it. I have heard that they've made the test a little harder because so many people are.
I bet.
Yeah, coming trying to get their real estate license.
Because it's glamorized now. Real estate is glamorized now. So everybody thinks like, yeah, I'm going to go be a real estate agent. Yeah.
Right. And then I'll show 3 houses. They'll buy one and I'll make all this money.
Yeah.
I talked to an agent the other day in the office and she said she had 3 clients that got their real estate license. And within a couple of weeks, couple months, they were like, yeah, this is not for me. Yeah. When they realized what really, really goes into it.
Yeah.
And the time commitment and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, if this is something that you really want to do, I remember when I got licensed, I mean, I wanted to get licensed in 2007, but then, the market crashed and I kept watching it. And finally in 2011, I got my license. The market was still down and rebounding, but I figured if I could make it in a down market, once figuring that out, I'd be good. So
that's a good point, because I was going to disagree with you and say, like, I would never tell anybody not to do what they want to do. However, I don't know that right now is a good time. Like, I don't even like calling myself a real estate agent because I'm not doing it full time. I just got my license just so I'm able to do my own investment deals. But I've been looking for an investment property now. Oh, Shy's here. Come say
hi.
Come say hi to the people.
Shy, are we litty?
Hi.
Come on. Hi.
Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. You look cute. Come on. Come let them see your nursing uniform. Oh, she said no. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But really, I wouldn't have got on either.
I don't know if this is... I've been looking for a house for 6 months now. And I'm putting in good offers because these agents are giving me feedback like, you had a strong offer, and I got that one house under contract, but then we know what happened with that. But it's tough. Like, I don't know if this is the time for a new agent. Like, what if I had a buyer? What if I was the agent for a buyer looking for investment property right now? Like, they would think I sucked.
Oh, that's good. This is good. FYI, if you're an agent, an aspiring agent, please check out I started a second YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Y'all okay if y'all walk with me, because it says my battery's low and I don't want to my battery on my phone.
Can you keep talking while you're...
Yeah. You were saying that if you had a buyer in this market, right?
Yeah. Hey, Marty.
And how hard that would be. So the thing with that is, like, yeah, you got to learn to use your time very wisely, and not take on every client. Like, I am taking on limited resale clients, and that's because last year I got burnt out as well, running around with all these buyers, putting in all these offers. Like, I saw another agent make a post and she was like, it's you could see 26 houses, put in 25 offers, or see 26 houses and get, offer number, whatever. Yeah. That's not for some. Do that. If you're new, you may be more willing to do that, but I'm not there. Yeah. I'm not there doing that. I saw this other agent. Her name's Nicole Nark. She's really good. She's really good. She posts a lot of stuff. She has like almost 40,000 followers. But she was basically like, if you're going to get in this market and compete, like, you need to have a stand a fighting chance. So when I talk to people and I'm telling them, okay, these are the things that are going to help you, give you a fighting chance of trying to get an offer. And if they're like, no, I don't want to do those things, I'm good. This either is not the market for you. I'm not the agent for you. Mm-hmm. Like, if we're going to get out here, let's have a fighting chance. And Monica, my agent only YouTube channel is Nat Knows Real Estate and Stuff.
Do you post that on your Instagram?
No, I haven't been putting it out on my Instagram because I really want it to be for agents versus attracting everybody. And I kind of want it to be organically growing. Am I thinking wrong about that?
No, but I need for you to tell me, because I'm an agent. I have my license. I'm not going to say I'm a real estate agent.
Okay.
So I want to be part of that. But that's a really good idea.
Yeah, you have to be strategic. And it's let me tell you where this gets tricky. Because when you're a new agent, you want to say yes to everybody and you just want to get to closing. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting run through the mud when I was a new agent. People running the show. I'm just following them. And that was back in a market that wasn't like this. So I can't imagine being that kind of agent saying yes to everybody, running yourself ragged.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that you have to have your buyer's consultation. You have to vet the clients. Like when I'm talking to clients, they interviewing me, I'm interviewing them too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's getting up past a certain age, like time is really important to me. You don't get time back. So yeah, I had a case.
I don't even think it has anything to do with age. I think once your time is wasted enough, it's like,
yeah,
not up to this.
Oh, and I
like that's my pet peeve right now. Like, don't waste my time. Do not waste my time. I cannot stand it. Especially maybe because I'm so busy. Like, it stands out more when my time is wasted. But yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with age.
I've kissed enough frogs. I've kissed enough toes. Like, I'm trying to avoid wasting time like the plague. So yeah, that's that on the real estate front.
Wait, before we come off the real estate thing, since we're talking about being a new agent, is there a way for other agents to see like an agent submit an offer is a new agent? Yes,
they can tell it by your license number. So I got licensed in 2011. My license number is 345545. So if you see an agent that has a number,
mine is like 417 or something like that.
So I would know you're a newer agent. So when I come across agents that have like a number in the twos, I'm like, that's an OG. They've been licensed for a long time.
Okay.
Old license number.
Let me tell you why I asked. And I think I told you about this offer that I had put in, because I think I came to your office when the lady was like, she was telling me like she's giving me a chance to submit a new offer. So the house in East Point, investment property, loved it, was listed for $231. Okay. When I ran comps, they were like $210. So it was already like 21,000 over, right? My first offer was $241. So I went 10,000 over. I still can't wrap my mind around paying all this money for an investment property, but I did it. I was like, all right, this is what the market is right now. So house is listed for $231. Comps is showing like $210. I offered $241. She came back to me and was like, I offered $241, 14-day close, all cash, no inspection, no appraisal. So she was like, this is a strong offer, but I have a handful of offers for $250 and $260. So I submitted a new offer for $251. 14-day close, all cash, no appraisal. And all the houses that I put an offer on, I watch it just to see when it closes. It closed and it sold for $240. Yeah. So I'm like, and in the email when she sent it, when she said that she picked the buyer, it wasn't, she was like, I'm emailing the top 3 offers behind that one to see if you want to put in a backup offer. I think I asked you about that. I was at your office. She wanted backup offers. So she was like, you guys were the next 3 best offers. So just in case this falls through. So I went in as a backup offer, and then she put the stipulation. She was like, we picked this person because they were no contingencies, owner occupant. So I don't know if that was it, or if she saw that I was a new agent and was like, I'm not trying to fool with her. You know,
no.
Doing.
Owner occupant could have been a thing. I'm just trying to plug in my charger. Owner occupant could be a thing. There are some owners that don't want their home to go to an investor.
Yeah.
So that could be a very viable thing, but that's 10,000. No, wait, you went up to 251.
So I was 20,000 over.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I was 20,000 over the asking price, but I'm like freaking 40-something thousand over the value of the actual house. And I didn't get it. When I saw 240, I was like, what the heck?
But you still went up to 251, and that was 10,000 over
the buyer. 11,000 over.
11,000. Oh, yeah. You see why I'm not taking a ton of research. Like no.
After I saw that, I was like, because any other offer that doesn't get accepted, I'm like, all right, maybe my offer wasn't strong enough. But even though I'm getting feedback from these agents, like, you got a strong offer, let us know if you want to submit a backup. So I know I'm submitting good offers, but when I saw that one, I was so blown away. I'm like, okay, so either they didn't want an investor to buy, or they didn't want an investor to buy, or they saw that I was a new agent.
Okay. But new agents shouldn't matter.
Maybe she thought I was going to be able to get the deal to the table. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
I remember the first deal I worked on, that agent, she's a seasoned agent. She's still in the business. And I let her know, like, I'm new. And she like helped me out through the deal. But I guess everybody has a different mentality, because then you have agents that just turn up their nose and they know it all.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. So I want to go back to this comment. Now I got to see without jacking up the screen. Okay. Hi, Yana. Okay. Yeah. These comments are not. Can you look? Because I feel like I'm going to mess it up, but it was from Monica. Yep, that's Monica. Yep, that Monica. She is an aspiring business owner. And she asked about having access to our time. That's a good comment. I mean, that's a good
access to our time as far as helping you get your business started, or
Keisha said, I put in an offer last year, $40,000 over, and they gave it to someone else for asking. What? Okay. There's things that come into play there. Like, what kind of financing did you have? Did you have FHA? The other person had conventional. There's so many and variables. So the reality of this market, don't fall in love with the first house. You got to know you're about to compete. It is the reality.
Bro, if I look at another freaking house, like, I am so over it. If I get on the MLS one more time, like, Saturdays and Sundays, I'm literally going to look at these houses, putting in offers. Like, I'm freaking exhausted now. I'm like, do I need to change my plan?
Okay, think about this. You're looking as an investor. Could you imagine if you were an actual homeowner? You feel for the traditional first-time home buyer.
Yeah,
like the home buyers that, hey, can I get down payment assistance? Can the sellers help me with closing costs?
Yeah,
not in this market. Michelle says sometimes it feels like a game of chance more than a business.
Yeah,
move.
I agree.
Yeah. Did you find Monica's question?
No, I didn't. But somebody asked what the name of that book was. I found it. It's called Success Through Stillness. I posted it on this.
Is that Russell Simmons?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had a conventional. Were you doing an appraisal gap? Because that if anybody comes to me, they want to buy a home and they're not doing an appraisal gap, I'm not taking you on as a client. Only because, not that I'm being mean or anything, but I just know, like, we about to get in this ring of competing. We need to have the greatest chance of getting your offer accepted. We have to do an appraisal gap.
That's honest. So
that's why I went new construction. You see?
Mm-hmm.
In new construction. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to work smart and not harder. Like, you got to work smart and not harder. But I think Monica's question was...
I found it.
Okay, go ahead.
Will you talk about people who want access to your resources, time, knowledge, services, etc. for free? Oh, for free? No.
Oh,
no.
Oh, so on that part, so Michelle on here, again, shout out to Michelle. She had me drinking right. Michelle, free. I feel like it needs to be mutual value. So it's either mutual value or you paying me, essentially. Now, don't come to me with a barter system like, hey, I have these 2 grapes. Can you give me an hour of your time? Not like that. But like, Michelle can literally call me anytime, ask me anything. But when I need, hey, Michelle, can you check on this community? We had this client, like, she will be of service to me. So it doesn't feel like she's trying to get over on me because it's mutually beneficial. But I have had random people just come and just ask me, because if you go to calendly.com/sold by Nat, I have an hour agent session that you can pay for. So, and I believe in paying people for their time.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I don't think they think of it that way. Like anything that I know right now has been through me taking the time to do it. I'm either paying, like I wanted to start an Airbnb. When I tell you I have spent so much money on different Airbnb courses.
Hey, Michelle.
Different Airbnb courses, anything from design, that might be me taking a whole day and going to go walk through America's Mart at all the showrooms and learning how these vendors price their stuff and seeing what they have. Like, this is the time that I have taken to do. Like, I'm not going to give that information away free. Like, I can tell you where to go to find the information, but I'm at a point now where I'm just like, I had to hustle for this. Like, I got to be stingy with it. I had to hustle for this.
Like it's almost, yeah, well, it almost feel like you're being taken advantage of. So it's just how you come at people, because I've had people come at me a different way, and I'm like, Nisha, she's another agent, Nisha Frazier. She has a podcast. I'm gonna tag her in here too. She reached out to me, but when she reached out to me, she was like, "Yeah, I follow on YouTube, but you follow me too." And I was like, Nisha, like when I tell you her content. She has a podcast, uplifting. She's new in the real estate space, but not new in the business owner space.
Yeah.
So connecting with her and talking with her, it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Not like hey, can you teach me everything you know?
Yeah.
In real estate, it's not that thing. So yeah, that free bit, like, nah, I don't go to anybody. Like, I'm having an event. Hey. Tell you here, April 16th, Tamika, April 16th from 10 to 12, we working out.
Who?
We are working out. We are working out. Clients, past clients, peeps, y'all are invited. I'm make it like a YouTube meet and greet. But, I enjoy working out, but not to those levels. I'm not out here doing marathons and all of that, but it is a stress reliever. It's like listening to good music, kind of like Zumba kind of inspired. From 10 to 12, we're gonna be at my office. We're gonna be working out. Shell, I know you're on here. I know you hear this. Please mark that on your calendar from 10 to 12. Don't say I didn't tell you. But yeah, we're gonna get together and we're gonna be out there.
Okay, remind me. I might be washing my hair that day.
No, you're not washing. You're not gonna be washing your hair.
I'll be there.
But I was saying that because I reached out to some instructors that I want to do it, and none of them were like, "Well, my price is such and such." Because we were cool, I was like, "But let me know how much it is. But I don't expect you to do this for free. I don't expect people's time, because when it comes time, don't expect me to be doing nothing." So I just don't come from that space. Like we all gotta eat. It's all family. Michelle said yoga. No, we're not doing yoga, Michelle. We work it out.
Listen, she said people ask me to help them to design a space. Then when I say there's a price, it's a problem. They don't take your business seriously. They don't take it. That's all it is. They don't take your business seriously.
No, don't.
I would faint right now if somebody came to me and was like, "Can you do this room for free, or can you decorate my house for free?" Like, so maybe
afterwards. No, Monica, know your value, your time. Okay, let's go back. Is it something that you can get out of it? And what I mean by that, do you not have a client portfolio? So, okay, if I did do this for free, this one time, I can get pictures and I can start a portfolio.
Right.
Is it something that you can get out of it? But if it's just like, no, we're not doing free.
Yeah, we're not doing free. We're not in these days and times when everybody's making money off of everything.
Yes, because, and this is why I don't negotiate commissions. Like, this is my value. I know my value. I know what I'm bringing to the table. So maybe it is, Monica, that you have to do a better job of showing the value and why they need you and what you're going to do for them.
Yeah.
But Listen, yeah, it's all a learning lesson. You know, now you're not doing nothing for free.
You're just starting with design. Is that what you're saying? I'm just starting.
They're
not serious. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Like, didn't we just talk about not wasting time? Like, I'd rather be home doing laundry, and I don't like doing laundry. Like, than be out here wasting my time with some ungrateful folks.
Hey, Steve-O.
Steve.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, Steve-O.
But Tasha, so let me ask you a question. So has that always been the case?
Of not free?
Oh. Yeah. Okay, because I remember when I took that staging course back in 2009, she was like, you might have to stage a house you might have to do 1 or 2 for free, but she encouraged you, like, do not do a bunch of houses for free, just so you can have the experience, just so you can take pictures and say you did it. So I would say, I don't even, like, I'm okay. Like, we did Ramel's house, you know, when we staged his house, and my house here, like, I'd rather go to Home Goods and buy some stuff, even if you can't afford to, like, keep it, put it in your house, decorate, take some pictures, so that, right, wink, wink, so that you have something to show and then return it. But doing people's houses for free, I don't, no.
Where you are, you might do that first one. You may give them a discount. But free, also, I stayed with the audio knowledge, right? So I was watching another video where she was like, if you have a course or a book or anything, when you give a free product or you give a $19.99 product, the value that people put on that versus them actually investing time and money into actually doing a course, they're going to treat that differently than they do that free product.
$9,000
so closet. Maybe you give them a discount. Or something.
Yeah. But we're not going to go there.
Maybe give them a discount or something.
My clients might be on here.
Yeah. But no, I mean, because the way I'm thinking about it, the time that you're spending with them doing something free, you could have been putting into coming up with this master plan to go get paying clients. Not to mention the free folks, the hagglers, the one that want to negotiate. Those are the ones that will run you ragged.
Listen.
Okay.
Oh, we probably shouldn't.
Cheers.
Yeah, no, we probably shouldn't do that on live.
Cheers.
It's to a point where it's ridiculous.
So what I know, people will find money for what they value and what they want.
Oh man, maybe it's a show thing. Like we just said, this is Black Hollywood. So maybe this is I'm not going to spend money on my house, but I'm going to spend money on the things that people are going to see. So they're going to see my red bottoms when I go out, and they're going to see this Porsche that I pull up in, and they're going to see my clothes and my purse. So that's what I'm going to spend money on. But I'm going to cut corners on my house because nobody's seeing that but me and my family. Whereas I'm the type of person where I'd rather have a nice house. Like, this is where you come home to. This, like, the world is stressful in itself. I want to come home and love my house, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
so to each his own, everybody has their opinion, but you posted something the other day that said it's okay to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
But listen, let me protect my peace.
Yeah.
But let me protect my peace. I'm okay. We just not a good fit. And I'm grateful. I have not always been in this place, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay. If you're going to be that type of client, like, okay, we just not a good fit. I'm not the agent for everybody. Everybody's not a client for me. That's okay. So
yeah. Thank God we're there. Like, thank God we're okay with walking away from, and thank God we can recognize it now.
Yeah, I still think it's a work. Lord Jesus, is still a work in progress, but still I am definitely getting better and wiser, which is one thing. Like, I had a client this week, totally flipped the script, changed plans, and took me back to, man, I should be charging a retainer fee because all this time that I have put in with this person, they done totally flipped the switch, and now they're not moving to Georgia. So, you know, you can't avoid it totally, but you can. I'm gonna tighten up some systems going forward. I'm gonna tighten up some systems. I saw Shell make a post said that she doesn't have a portfolio. Shell, yes you do. Yes you do. Shell, you have decorated your house, because that's where we started. I still have pictures of my living room decorated. So
yes, I remember that, your house in Loganville. Oh wait, you still in Loganville. Yeah.
Yeah, still moved around the corner. But
Oh, okay, here's a good question from Monica. How do you, oh, this might be a better question for you. What?
oh my gosh,
How do you
Monica, you
balance
are
or
coming with these questions.
prioritize the demands of entrepreneurship with motherhood? I think for me, it's a little bit easier compared to you because my daughter's 22. She's in college. She has her little part-time job. Like, she has her own car. So although I'm a mother, I don't have as much responsibility as you with two little ones. So you can answer that question.
So,
and let me just say this. I don't think you give yourself enough credit because when I admire, like, you have stuff. If I'd be like, can we meet next week at Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. And you'd be like, well, I have something. But so it appears that you have like everything written out on your calendar and you're following it and you're turning off your phone at a certain time and you're not answering. So it feels like you have it under control. But then when I say it to you, you're like, no, I'm still trying to figure it out. So I don't know how to balance it.
So I do thank you, friend, for giving me that. I probably don't give myself enough credit, but I think that's the parent guilt that you have. You always feel like you need to do better because it just, if you probably ask the kids, they're probably like, mommy's always working. And they don't see like, but mommy's here to pick us up and mommy's here to take me to my activities. So I'm grateful that I'm able to work it around, which that's one thing I love about entrepreneurship, because while it feels like I work more than when I had a 9-to-5, I do have the flexibility to change manage the schedule. But how do I balance that with motherhood? When I tell you it is a work in progress and you just have to adjust, change things up. If something's not working, adjust, accept help. If you are fortunate to have help, one of the things that I wish I would have done differently, which when I see mothers or, dads, if they're raising the kids or they're the sole provider, they are putting their families as priority. I love that because when I got into real estate, this was the first time going 1099. I was always W-2 and we are a 2-income household. So I was like, this got to work. Like, this has to work. And I was so focused on this working that I did not sit back and say, well, what is our family plan going to be? When do we want to have our next kid? It was always like trying to figure it out and trying to get it. So I have a friend, Narita, she changed up her plan. She was getting it in real estate. And I was like, you are going to kill it. Mm-hmm. But she changed how she's doing things because she's like, she has 2 toddlers. She has the oldest, like she has 3 kids or 4, 3. She's homeschooling them. But she made it a priority. So she was like, you know what? I'll still accept some real estate clients, depending, because she's being selective because this market is crazy. But she has a transaction coordinating business. So now with realtors, okay, I'm going to do the paperwork for realtors because now I'm able to be home. So she adjusted to make it work. So you really just have to adjust. There is no blueprint for it, but it's so doable and it definitely is worth it. But I'm going to say one thing to entrepreneurs, if y'all did not see what I posted on my Instagram today, boundaries. Boundaries is my word for 2022. You have to set boundaries and protect your peace, and you have to do what works for you. So it is very doable.
Yeah. I was going to say, you were saying Narita kind of step back a little bit on it. That's if you could. There's some people who this is their full time and the only way they're going to pay their mortgage is if they sell a house. So she could step back a little bit, but for those people that can't and they have to take everything and everything that comes their way and they can't step back and refocus, like,
okay, so that you're gonna have to know that you're gonna have to grind hard for a defined period of time and set that goal and go hard with it, because we were both there.
Oh yeah, when I left teaching, I was a wreck, like worried, like if my phone does not ring, my mortgage is not getting paid next month.
Right.
So I get it.
That's deep. That's but you
Yes.
sacrifice though as well. So it's, I
Yeah.
want to read this comment that Mahogany Phoenix posted. She said, I would encourage anyone wanting to balance motherhood with entrepreneurship to involve your children in the system you develop if they're old enough.
Oh God, Cheyenne wants no parts of design.
She's older now. Yeah, that is.
No, she wants no parts of design. But yeah, like, yeah, bring them with you. Like how you was bringing, I think you had Demaje with you taking pictures or something like that, or doing videos. Like,
yeah, and if I'm doing mailers, I'll have them do it. But yeah, I saw some posts of some other agent. They have their kids on their payroll. They are employees because that's a tax job. So that is an extremely, extremely good idea. Prioritize and maintain control of the situation.
Time management.
As much as possible, time blocking as much as possible. And just know, everybody, there's a saying that says your lack of preparation does not constitute an emergency on my part or something to that degree, because you will get those calls where it's a fire and they need you right now and such and such. Like, they really don't. They'll figure it out. So it's a work in progress.
I totally agree with that. Like, time management, that's probably my biggest challenge with my business. Like, if I had time management under control, I would be further than I am right now. No question. That is my biggest challenge. It ain't getting clients. It's not getting the job done. My biggest challenge is time management.
No, I'm going to challenge you there.
Why?
I'm going to challenge you there. And I'm going to say this, like, you give me credit for organization. My friend Rhonda gives me credit for organization. And while I'm organized, I still don't feel like there's enough time in the day. You say your biggest challenge is time management. Your biggest challenge is that you're growing and you need to expand.
All right. I'll shut up.
But then it also goes back to time, because you're going to need time to hire, train, and that's a whole nother piece that comes with it. So it's just like, if I could have more hats and more hands, if in my mind, I'm like, if I could take off a month or two to implement systems and processes and just focus, but I'm also working in the meantime. We got a question.
So,
Mika, do you have an assistant? Sounds like you could benefit from a virtual assistant. Have you thought about that? Starting with a virtual assistant to take off the...
I thought about that because I live so far out.
Outsourced.
There was another designer that was like, when I told her that I needed an assistant, she was like, I got somebody for you, but they live in Atlanta. And I was like, I need somebody who can come to me and work every day. And she was like, no, it would be virtual. And I was like, nah, that's not gonna work for me.
Why? And why I'm going to ask you this, because I have a virtual assistant. And those tasks that I don't need to do, I just drop them, like, send this email. Please schedule this Zoom. Those little things that you don't need her in person for. And it's not a 40-hour position. It's how many ever hours. Maybe start with the virtual. Would a virtual help you?
Would that work with design though? Like, I need somebody that can go pick up samples for me. And I mean, maybe if I think about it long enough, I've hired assistants before and it didn't work out. Like, I don't think those who I have hired, I feel like they love design. I don't think they take it seriously.
No, they love design. Let's talk about that. Because I remember,
like, everybody sees that end product. They see the pretty pictures that I post on Instagram, and it's like, oh yeah, I want to be an interior designer. Like, that's like 5% of it. That install day is just maybe a couple hours out of a one day, and I take pictures at the end and I post on Instagram. The other 95% that went behind it, with the dealing with the clients, changes, stuff being delayed, contractors, like, that is work. Like, that's the stressful part. That's the stuff that nobody sees. So I feel like interior design is glamorized, and when assistants want, when they say they want to come work for me and be an assistant, it's like, okay. And then they get in and they're like, oh, like, we really got to work.
Oh, I remember. Do you remember the day I was with you and you brought somebody, an intern or somebody, and we are moving. It's like lifting. We are moving, unpackaging, putting stuff together. I don't know if they was on their phone. I don't know. Like, what did you think we was coming to do?
Yeah, no, I've had an assistant come. It was somebody just said, if you have the patience creating, and I have taken on interns because I was an intern for somebody else when I was a teacher full time, and I knew I wanted to branch over to becoming an interior designer. There were 2 Atlanta.
You haven't taken a drink.
Yes, I have. I've been drinking this whole time.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I done refilled my glass like 3 times already.
Okay.
But I reached out to a bunch of interior designers, and I asked them if I could just, you don't have to pay me. I just want to pretty much ride your coattail on the summers when I'm out, just to see what you do. There were 2 interior designers that accepted it. Others ignored the heck out of me. 2 interior designers that accepted it, and I just followed them around that whole summer when I wasn't teaching. And that's how it gave me the confidence to branch off and do my business. So I always felt like I needed to pay it forward. So I'm taking interns, like these young girls that are in college, or, you know, they want to come and just see how it is. But even that has backfired on me. Like, I had an intern, moved here from another state just to intern because she followed me. She was like, I'm gonna come here to do my internships. I'm gonna stay with my aunt. She came, but I don't know, like,
we're gonna figure it out. We gotta figure it out because we gotta figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know what to outsource. I need another me. I don't need anybody to send emails. I can send an email in 2 seconds with my eyes closed. I can make a phone call. I need somebody who can design, because now I have clients, and thank God, like, I have clients that are waiting. Like, right now my wait list is till July, and there's people that was like, okay, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? So thank God they're willing to wait, but it would be nice if I had like another me or somebody who thought like me to knock out projects, you know, while I'm knocking out one, you done designed the whole room, and now we presenting to 2 different, I don't know.
I know you, friend, you are extremely particular. So maybe they'll do the first draft and say, I don't know. I don't like with another design. I guess it's finding the right designer that designs like you. And that's a question that I have for you.
You get me, Tiffany?
What Tiffany say?
She's an interior designer too. She feels me like. But yes, I'm particular. But you got to remember, like, this is a business I built from the ground up. Like, I have to be particular. I can't just hand anything to my clients, right? But yeah, it'll be nice to have somebody that. But even still, I've had people that, okay, create the draft. Send me, okay, you don't want me to this consultation. This client wants an off-white sectional. We've been measured the room. Can you source sectionals that are this measurement and this color? And then it's like, and I'm like, okay, we got 2 weeks to put together this whole presentation and send it to her. And then like the night before, I'm like, hey, you plan on sending me any sofas? And it's like, oh, yeah, I didn't get around. Like, it's not serious. No. So
yeah, they weren't.
Can I expect anybody to be as serious as I am about my business? No.
Yes.
It'll be great, but that would be love. The day I find that person who is looking to build Greg Lewis interiors as much as because when you really think about it, like, if I'm growing, so are you.
Right. So I think it's finding the right person, because just like how you were willing to intern for free with those people that taught you, there's going to be somebody that's willing to intern with you and put that same level of passion in it. Yeah. Knowing eventually they're going to go off and start their own. But yeah, so it has to be the right person. What I got to get out of and not hung up on is I pour all this time into somebody and they might not be the right one. Listen, these big companies are doing it. It's just part of the process. Yeah. We just got how we do all of that, managing everything that we do. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We don't figure it out.
Yeah. So. I think I'm ready. I think because there's so much that I want to do. I can't. So I have to like pace myself, but I think the right person will come along. And you know, I've hired an assistant before that had an interior design degree, full bachelor's degree, went to 4 years, sent me their portfolio. And I was like, nah, this ain't it. And I've also hired people who have no degree, but has worked in the field before and done interior design, and that didn't work. So I'm just like, at this point, it's going to have to be God sending somebody, because when I guess when he feels like I really, really need the help.
Ooh. She said they have to believe in your mission.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Oh, Lord. You know, this, like, being an entrepreneur and a business owner, there's a lot of levels.
Mahogany, I have done college students. I've done a couple. I think those might be the worst, actually.
Why?
The college students who I've let come, like I've had people that's like, my daughter's in college for interior design and she has to do an internship next course. Can she come do it? And I'm like, paying it forward. Let me pay it forward. And no. It didn't work out. It was like, it put more work on me, because I'm just like we doing this client's bedroom. Like, don't go sit on her bed. Why are you chilling on her bed? Like, we got work to do. Like, how you see me breaking a sweat, running around trying to get this lady room done, and you chilling and sitting on her? Do not sit on anybody's bed. Like, why do I have to teach you that? Why do I have to tell you, like, we're here to do some work? We ain't here chilling in somebody's bedroom watching TV. So, Nick, I'm done with college students. Although I will say, and I'm going to put this out here, there's when I used to teach, there was a student that I had, super sweet little girl. Her mom was a teacher in the school too, and her daughter went to the school. I think I taught her from kindergarten up through 5th grade, because I taught for 10 years. Her mom emailed me the other day and told me that inboxed me the other day on Facebook and said that she's in school for interior design. Like, if she was ready, and she asked me to do an interview about interior design for like one of her, her courses or whatever. But if she called me today, I won't reach out to her. But if she called me today, because she was such a good student, super sweet, her mom is amazing, I would hire her for sure. And just hope that it worked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Entitled. Yeah, that could be a whole.
One last question. Any advice for friends who've decided to become business partners? How do you protect the friendship during professional disagreements?
Oh, we can so answer that question, because we've been there in business together, and then we decided
3 times.
And then this last one, we decided to branch off and go separate ways. And yeah, it hasn't been perfection, but I do appreciate that even through all of that, we're still friends.
Yeah.
And we were able to branch off and be successful separately and still celebrate each other.
Yeah.
In our individual businesses, and still, like, we have accountability meetings now.
Yes.
And still be able to motivate each other, encourage each other. So yeah, to answer that question, I would say going in to have the same expectations, because I think that's something that we didn't do correctly. We didn't know.
We didn't know no better.
We didn't know no better.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it don't make no sense. I realize it now. But in my mind, I was like, well, I'm going to be designing too. I think Tamika was like, well, no, you're going to be an admin, which in hindsight, yeah, I might do a little, like, I just did my bathroom makeover. And when I did that makeover, I was like, I don't know how the heck Tamika does this all the time. I don't know how she does it all the time. So having clear lanes, or having that agreement set up front, and I've heard, like, you need to have upfront an exit strategy. So, hey, if it doesn't work out, this is how we gonna part ways.
Yeah.
And it be good. But when you just join in because we friends and we cool, and when you're not on the same page, or you're not like-minded, like that,
yeah,
and badly. So just go in having those talks on the same page, so that.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that. Set those expectations from the beginning.
You're right. Does everything in writing work with business partners?
Everything in writing, like, it's supposed to work, but I would tell you about these last 2 stagings I did. I have a 5-page staging agreement that is signed. These last 2 agents who I staged for, both emailed me and was like, I was billed another month for staging. And I was like, first of all, inventory, the furniture is still in the house. Second of all, it is clear as day in this contract that you are billed monthly this amount. This contract that you signed, you are billed monthly this amount on this day to this credit card that you authorized. And when you're ready to cancel, we need 15 days advance notice. That's all in there. Both of in the same week, I got that email from both of them like, hey, why was I charging them? I was like, dude, you're paying monthly for this and you ain't called me to cancel yet. So
okay.
Things in right. And then it was like, okay, well, I meant to I thought my assistant emailed you, but yeah, sometimes stuff in writing now doesn't even, like, nobody's paying respect to that. I pay respect to it because of my business, because I was just like, we're going to follow this policy, because if I feel like if I give you a blight this time, then next time you're not going to take me seriously. So yeah, no, it's written right here. It's a contract that you signed that went to you and to your client. So Things in writing, yeah, that sounds great. I would say put it in writing anyway, but it's just know that it's not always going to be followed.
Right. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Talitha. So on that writing part, yeah, this month I had a policy change. I promise you, things are always changing. As things happen, you adjust. That's another thing in business. As you, like, every day, every situation, every client is a learning lesson, and you're gonna get something from it, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do this better next time. That is one thing I will tell, especially new agents. If you feel like, man, I wasted my time, or that didn't pan out how I wanted it to pan out, just know you learned something from it, or take some kind of learning lesson from it, because there are some agents, they will not show you a house unless you have signed what's called a buyer brokerage agreement.
I'm there.
And technically in Georgia, you're supposed to have that signed. But I will not say that I may not have been getting that signed up front, because the people that I've been working with, it's like they already come to me warm. We do our home buyers consultation. We on the same page. Like, I've been on the same page with people, and it's been so good until I got somebody who kind of, sort of, I'll just say wasn't on or they kind of forgot, or needed me to remind them, or said, I wish we would have had that in writing. And I was like, you know what? I was already on the fence about just making this process smoother. After my consultation, sent out this form, policy change. Now everybody's getting this in writing. So nobody can say they didn't get it. So yeah, you can't hurt. Put it in writing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and I do agree that changes we're gonna continue. Like, I've had the interior design contract for, how long has I been doing this? 13 years? No, I think I did a new contract like in 2014. So what's that, 8 years? And I just revised it earlier this year, because I had clients, you sign it agreeing to pay this design fee, right? This is the amount of my design fee. I'm signing this contract. I don't start working until I get paid. So you can sign that contract on April 1st, but if you don't send that design fee until April 15th, that's when the clock starts. So I had a lot of clients who felt like, okay, I signed a contract and I sent it back to you. Like, okay, have you put my design concept together yet? And I'm like, no. Like, so now I have in my contract, your initialing beside services do not start until the design fee is received. Here are the forms of payment. These are ways to pay. They initial that. So they know, if you don't pay me till April 15th, like, I'm not budging. Like, I'm not, your contract might be sitting there since April 1st, but I'm not moving until that design fee is paid.
Okay. No.
So yeah,
I'm in total agreement.
Revisions.
So we coming up on 10 o'clock. It's coming up on 2 hours. I'd like to eat dinner. So if there's any questions that you guys have in here that we have not discussed, please drop it. So let me just look at my notes. We talked about real estate. We talked about interior design and home staging. We touched on investing, entrepreneurship, work-life balance. Like, we talked about a lot. We need an admin. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah. It might be time to start looking.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. One of our accountability items was that we were gonna come up with the job description that we need for
But
each.
but it has to be somebody. So you're gonna have to, whoever it is gonna have to be experienced in real estate so that they can assist you, and interior design, home staging, investing. That's a lot on my end. That's a lot of expectation on my side, but some type of experience. That way, because we figured, right, like, I don't need anybody full-time and you don't need anybody full-time, but if both of us have that same person and they're working for both of us part-time, then they're getting full-time hours. So,
hey, listen. All right, so I see Nola. I know exactly who you are. Your first name is escaping me, but just know that yeah. All right. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. No, I feel like it's going to be similar. Like I need assistance, definitely. Oh, well, I can have them doing a lot, but definitely with these progress check-ins, they could be doing progress check-ins for me on this new construction.
But they have to know what to look for.
They have to know what to look for, but they also need to be doing your progress check-ins on your properties to keep on top of these contractors. So we're going to figure it out.
Oh, thank you, Keisha.
Thank you.
We're trying. Yeah, that person will come along. I think that's the next step in our, I feel like we came a long way on our own, and that's going to be like the next step in our businesses.
Yeah.
Finding somebody to help us. Because once we get that person, like, it's up from there. Once we get that assistance. Like, if I had help, how many more projects I could knock out? I won't have nobody waiting until July. Thankfully, these people are willing to wait.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's why it gets me. I mean, I just love seeing when people can execute at such a high level. I'm just like, pick their brain. How are you doing? What calendar software are you using? What time management system? Like, yeah, share. Yeah. But kudos. I mean, yeah, kudos. Yeah, we're hard on ourselves, but yeah, we're grateful. So thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, this was good.
This was fun, right?
It was almost like a little bit therapeutic. Isn't that crazy that it was like?
Yes, this has been fun. Thank you, Michelle, for my cocktails, mixing it up with.
Oh yeah, you still have some in that glass. Let me say Liddy so that you'll take it down on camera.
Remember, we said we're not saying Liddy, we're saying dope, and yeah, I'm not taking this down on camera. Are you serious right now?
No, you still have some in your shot glass. You still have some in your glass.
Oh yeah, I do. But look how much I still have left. She said it could make four shots, but
oh, okay. I'll just swing by tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll just swing by tomorrow. This has been informative. Okay. Thank you, Monica, because I feel like we got off tangent so much and we didn't. Right. No. Yeah, take it down. I think you should do that before we sign off. Finish taking that last drink.
All right, because I'm a G.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it. But you said we were off tangent. I don't know what live is supposed to be like, but I enjoyed speaking to you guys, connecting with you guys.
Yeah, me too. I just hope we gave them what we
did.
The YouTube compared to the YouTube video, like it was informative. So I just hope that we gave the information that they were looking forward to when they jumped on this live.
Yeah, I think they're cool for hanging with us on a Friday night because you could be in somebody's club turning it up.
Keisha, we are holding you to that, girl. We are going to have you busy.
What did she say?
She said she's coming to Georgia in June. She's retired and she'll help however she can.
Thank you.
Screenshot.
He said go drink a Capri Sun. She ain't You know we from Dade. No, I'm kidding. That's no.
Do not say that unless you're ready to tell that story.
No, that's a story. We're going to say that for our next live. We're going to say that for our next live. That was our younger days. Do that. I'm 44, 8, no clubs. Listen, I value a good bedtime.